Thank you, Tim. That's a pretty tough act to follow. I'm going to try and make it worse for all the rest of them behind me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is no understatement to say that Obamacare is a threat to religious liberty. But it is not only a threat to religious liberty with regard to the HHS mandate. You'll probably hear other speakers who will let you know that other threats from this administration come in areas of marriage and family and children. So it isn't just the health care issue where our religious liberties are a threat. There are others as well. And so what this means is there is a general threat to the right of conscience beyond just this HHS mandate. You understand, this is the camel's nose under the tent. And so we have no choice but to fight this first battle line. Otherwise, they will just roll over the top of every other element where religious liberties and rights of conscience matter to us as Americans. It's critically important to understand that more than just this issue is at stake. And it is a perilous path that we go down if we do not stand up now. It isn't just Catholics and their viewpoint that is at stake. It is for everyone's own individual rights of conscience. Even people who don't profess religion do not understand, like the light bulb or any other area where government is intruding. It is all at stake. This is the beginning of a battle that we have to fight and we have to win. And Right to Life of Michigan is not a religious organization. We are not a sectarian organization. So this threat to religious liberty per se in the HHS mandate, even though we're not a church group per se, it still affects us. We're a nonprofit organization. But obviously we have a deep and passionate philosophical belief. And so as an organization, we have a philosophical conscience right. Not to be told by the government, but we're being told by the government too. I'm a full-time employee. We have a benefit plan for our full-time employees. And we're being told we have to buy coverage to pay for abortions and abortifacient drugs. The very reason for our existence is to fight those things, and we're being told we have to buy them in our health plan. How absurd, outrageous, and against every sense of what American liberty is supposed to stand for is this mandate, because it doesn't just affect religious organizations, it affects us as an organization with a right of conscience. And that's why we are standing up as an organization as well, to defend our rights to conscience. And people don't realize that right now the mandate and the challenge is this contraception and sterilization and so forth. But you need to understand that the authority that the President and the Secretary of Health and Human Services use to mandate contraceptive coverage, the law is written in the same broad manner. They could just change their mind and next week mandate abortion coverage on all of us. They have that power. That's how broad and dangerous that law is. And I'm praying to God every day, and you should, that the Supreme Court is going to dispense with it by the end of this month and that it's gone. You know, when they were debating that bill and Sarah Palin was going around talking about the death panels, the government was going to decide what would be paid for and what wouldn't, and when your life would probably be expended with, she was absolutely correct. And the Obama administration and the promoters had to backtrack so fast and put amendments into the bill. Otherwise, her accusation about death panels was right on the money, and they had to go running for the tall grass and take it out, because they knew it would kill the bill if people realized the government was going to decide when your life would be paid for or not. So we won that one, but this is a huge battle that is now on the forefront, because, you know, you pass a bill first and then we find out what's in it later, right? That's who's in charge of our Congress. So, but I want you to know that even as we continue to fight this thing at the federal level, we are fighting this at the state level in every manner that we can. I want to tell you about two pieces of legislation in the state legislature in Lansing where I'm working diligently to enact. One is, if Obamacare stands after the Supreme Court's ruling, we have a bill in place, because we have the right under that law, to exclude abortion coverage from any plan in the state of Michigan. That bill is pending on the Michigan Senate floor, and if the Supreme Court does not overrule it, then we will hit the gas pedal and immediately ask for the passage of that legislation. And that will happen this year. I guarantee you, we will deliver that legislation to the governor's desk. And one other area of action you can take immediately. This coming Wednesday, June 13th, Senate Bill 975 will receive a hearing in the State Senate Health Policy Committee. It is called the Religious Liberty and Conscience Protection Act, Senate Bill 975. I helped the senator draft it, and it will protect the conscience rights of healthcare providers, health institutions, and purchasers and providers of insurance, so they do not have to provide any level of care or provide any insurance benefit against their religious or conscience beliefs. The Religious Liberty Conscience Protection Act, the first hearing is this coming Wednesday. Call your state senator and let them know that you support Michigan having every law in place that they can. So after Obamacare falls, there's going to be a vacuum in law that we are going to fill with that piece of legislation. So just so you know, we are fighting on every front we can, and you have to join us anywhere and everywhere you can. So I just want to leave you with one thought, one quote that helps us realize my point earlier. And it is a very famous quote from the Reverend Martin Niemöller, who was a Protestant pastor in Germany during World War II and beforehand. And his quote was very famous, and he talked about the following. He said, "First they came for the communists, and I did not speak out because I was not a communist." He's of course speaking about the Nazis. "And then they came for the trade unionists, but I did not speak out because I was not a trade unionist. And then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. And when they came for me, there was no one left to speak out." We are in that same place now. All religious liberties, all conscience rights, all freedoms are at stake if we don't stand up now. So that's what I'm saying to you today. The message is stand up, speak out, do not tolerate this, and let your elected officials know, because we will stand up for our rights as Americans and those people of conscience and religious liberty. God bless you all.